We have had some technical issues today. Hopefully, third time's the charm. Anyways, welcome. I'm gonna work on that. I don't really like that intro. It'll come. We are still in our Drake started from the bottom, now we're here phase. Anyways, lighting, camera. I have a mic coming. And I actually had ordered the mic before I started to do the podcast. But anyways, welcome to a pre-recorded episode of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. So yeah, everything will come. Everything will come in time. I'm still trying to get following up, engagement. I've actually had a couple people reach out to me and ask and volunteer to be guests on the podcast. So we have that stuff coming. So we're just, like I said, we're in our Drake started from the bottom phase, and we'll get to say the rest of the line later on. I have a good feeling. I'm manifesting it. I'm manifesting that this podcast will grow. But at the same time, I didn't start this for anybody. I'm not doing it for anybody but myself. If somebody else gets something out of it, something I say resonates, cool. Absolutely cool. But I'm really just doing this for me. I have wanted to do a podcast for a few years now, actually. And I had brought it up to some friends, like, oh, let's do a podcast. That'd be so fun. Yeah, we're just having all kinds of, either the voice recording stops or the video recording stops. I don't know what's going on today. Anyways, I'd wanted to do one for like a few years. And I've always been that person with big ideas. Going back to like when I was like a kid, I was always that kid on my street that was like, we're going to make a club and I'm the leader, I'm the boss. That was always just my thing. Those clubs usually only lasted like a day or two because apparently I just got too fucking bossy and controlling and told everybody what the fuck they were going to do. Big Capricorn energy, right? Like it was usually like it was gonna be an animal saving club. We're just gonna find animals throughout the neighborhood that needed saving. All we really found were like birds that fell out of a tree, and we would go around the corner and get like baby food to try to keep them alive and all of that. I think I even tried to do like a babysitting club. I was inspired by that book and those shows as a kid. I don't think that really went anywhere, but what I'm trying to say is like, I've always been like the big idea person. And if nobody else wants to do it, I'm just going to eventually do it. And so I got to a place where I was like, girl, you've been wanting to do this for a while. Like, just do it, and just, yeah. I've also been trying this healing out loud thing, and this kind of came with it, was finding the motivation and inspiration to do other things. And I have other projects that I'm working on, so that'll come later. Like a lot of people don't know that I've always been a writer. I don't have much of my material anymore. It's a long story how I lost all of that stuff, and I'll probably never get it back or see it again, but that's okay. Since I was a kid, like I would write scripts and plays for like my stuffed animals and then put on a production for my family to watch. And I mean, that was, I guess, the one bit of praise I remember getting from my dad was that he would always tell me that I was very talented that way and that I should keep writing and that I was good with writing the plays and the scripts and all that stuff. That was one bit of positive feedback that I did remember. I was told by people a lot throughout my life that I should be a writer, I should write a book and all that. I wrote a whole song album in high school. I had lots of inspiration, teen angst and heartbreak and all that crap. So, it was basically an album of love and heartbreak. I can't sing. I love to sing, but I'm not a singer. I don't claim to be a singer. I'm going to sing anyway, but I don't claim to be a singer. But yeah, I kind of wanted to be like a ghostwriter for artists and write music for them. So I did write a whole song album in high school. And then for years, before that, was writing a few movie scripts. Wrote like started writing different books and stuff, but these were on like old computers and that I don't have anymore, so I don't have access to this stuff anymore. But a lot of times I would just dream something just out of this world, just like, how in the fuck did my brain come up with this? And I'd wake up and be like, that would be an awesome fucking movie, or that'd be an awesome fucking book. And so I've had characters in my mind for years that I've wanted to write and come to life. So I've been working on that. Um, I'm working on a book right now. I actually haven't even made a title for it yet, but I am on chapter 6. So I might share that later. I have another book that I've been working on. I haven't had it in me to go back to it and add to it. It's kind of, there's truth to it. So it's very mentally taxing for me to go back and read what I wrote and then add to it, because there's just so much emotion behind it that I'm just not emotionally, mentally there to continue on with it. But it was healing at the time when I started. But the other one I'm more focused on because it's fictional. So, whereas the other one, there's much more truth to it. But the characters in the book are fictional. But a lot of the things that are going on are not. But, I'll maybe bring it up later. Always wrote poems, that kind of thing. But yeah, for years and years, I did not have motivation to do any of that anymore. Like, I had just, I don't know. Like, motivation comes from the most interesting places, right? Like, for me, it's heartbreak, drama, usually some guy, some fuckboy that I wasted my time on and was kind of bringing the inspiration to write out of me. Usually someone that was causing a lot of drama in my life. And so I would take beats and write songs to them. It's just a way to release, get stuff out. And it either went somewhere, it went nowhere. It was just a release, and then threw that song, that poem, that story to the side somewhere. But I am trying to stick to things, because I am very much somebody that when I start something, I need to finish it. I mean, at least when it comes to like household chores and work. But when it comes to, I guess, making my dreams and aspirations come true, I'm like, I'll pick this up later. I'll go back to this some other time, or I just don't have it in me to finish this. Right now, with the two characters I'm trying to write, I've been focusing more on the female character, who is also the main character of the story. And now I want to kind of move to the male character and bring his character more to life, evolve it, and give him a voice in the book. So that'll be a direction that I'm going to go with that. I actually did want to share some audibles and books that I've read over the past year, but I totally forgot to make sure I had those up and ready to show. So that'll have to be like a TikTok that I make or something, just showing the books. Mostly they're about boundaries and finding your peace, removing toxic people from your life, mainly toxic family members, healing, mindfulness, rewiring your brain to get past family trauma, childhood trauma triggers, all that kind of thing. All books that have helped me on my healing journey, because that's mainly the focus of my podcast, is healing. It's a healing journey. It's healing out loud, mindfulness. My podcast will never consist of, or I will never have guests that come on here and we're talking shit and we're gossiping. I don't believe that people should really gossip or talk shit about anybody, especially if the person is not there to defend themselves. So if there is shit to be talked, I would rather the person be present so they can give their side, because there's their side, the other person's side, and the truth. And I just don't think that it's coming from a high vibrational place to discuss other people. It's just not. Um, Maybe if you're just joking around, like I'm gonna talk shit about Tiger. That's my husband. Anything I say about him, I've already said it to his face. So that's probably the only person that we will tease or make fun of or talk shit about. But play from a place of love, playfulness. But I do plan to have guests on later, have friends. I was thinking the other day, okay, in my intro episode, I talked about that we would have episodes about sex and relationships. And then I was thinking about it on my ride home, and I'm like, I don't even like sharing my sex life with people I know. So, what do I look like sharing it on an open forum? And I feel like when people discuss sex, it's so much more interesting when they have more than one partner. It just is. Like horrible decisions with an H, like HWORE. I haven't listened to that show in a couple years, but when I did, it was fire. And I feel like if those two beautiful queens were just talking about the one guy that they were regularly fucking, we would get bored. We would get bored hearing about it. Like, you know what I mean? But instead, they were talking about different partners they had from week to week, or if they did threesomes or whatever, went to a sex club or something. That shit was interesting. You know, not to say that sex with one person, the person you love, the person you're committed to, isn't sexy or something to talk about, but I'm just not someone that's out here being like, so last night, you know? Like, maybe if, because I do want to later do girl episodes with just me and my friends. It's super chill. The vibe is relaxed. Because I already do wine nights with my friends. So I'm thinking future podcasts, wine night, chill atmosphere, and whatever we talk about, we talk about. And it turns into an episode. So after I've smoked a little, drank a little, maybe, you know, stuff will come out. But I feel like me just sitting here for 30 minutes talking about sex is not going to make for good content. I don't believe that. Like, just, and then I'm very private with how much I'm willing to share about what goes on in the bedroom with me and my husband anyway. So, I'm thinking that those will be group episodes. Either an episode with me and Tiger or episodes with me and my friends. And we're just openly talking about whatever the fuck comes to mind. I think those will be more interesting. Um, so I did actually record some very hilarious sound bites with Tiger over the weekend, and the universe just decided, nah, this ain't the vibe, and they got deleted. And I was bummed at first because I was like, this was fucking hilarious, the shit we were talking about, because Tiger is very fucking funny. Most people have been like, what? Because most people that haven't been around him very much, they are like, he's so quiet. And so when I tell people that he's funny, they're like, what? What? For real? And I'm like, yeah, he's fucking hilarious. Like, one on one, I'm dying laughing at pretty much everything he says. He has no filter. He's just a naturally funny person. And not many people know this. Maybe the people that he works with day to day do, because they're just a bunch of guys and they're shit talking. Maybe they know how funny he is. But most people in our day to day life, they do not know how funny he is, because he tends to be quiet and more reserved around people he's uncomfortable around. But me, I get the unadulterated, unfiltered version of him, and he is fucking hilarious. So, um, it was some funny stuff, but then it took a turn, and I was like, we're not doing this, because then he wanted to go in about my friends, because he's very protective, and he was like, if you'd stop picking loser ass friends to hang out with. And then I was just like, no, 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 we're not doing that. We're not. This isn't the vibe. Like, this podcast is about positivity, mindfulness, you know, creating a positive, peaceful environment. We can shoot the shit, you know, but we're not going to talk shit. So that's when it kind of was just like, yeah, no. And then when I went back to see if it recorded, it had not, like, it deleted. And so I was like, the universe decided, like, Tiger's not going to be on your podcast, at least not for that episode, because him and I back and forth, it is pretty entertaining. But when he started trying to go in and say some shit they didn't even be saying, it was, yeah. So, but yeah, let's see. Like I said, because I don't really have a direction for this episode. Happy Pride. I've been wanting to say that, and I keep forgetting. Happy fucking Pride Month. For those that don't know, not that it matters, not that I feel like I need to share this, but I will. I am pansexual. I identified or realized this about myself like 3 years ago. And for those that don't know what pansexual is, you can probably hear my kids running around in the background. This is my podcast, so whatever is going on is going on. Whoever interrupts, interrupts. But pansexual is basically somebody who's attracted to energies, which I absolutely am. If we fucking vibe, I am probably going to be attracted to you. It doesn't matter if you're an adult male, an adult female, an adult trans person, if you are gay or straight. If we vibe, if your energy is fucking fire, like, I'm picking up everything you are throwing down, because I'm all about energies, I will probably be attracted to you. So that's what pansexual is. We just energies. It might be somebody that by physical, I might not even initially be attracted to. But then we start talking and we're fucking vibing. You could probably get it. This one is basically how I explain pansexual. I don't usually like advertise it unless people ask. But yeah, so I figured I'd share in honor of Pride Month that yes, I consider myself part of the LGBTQIA community. So, Tooele actually had a Pride picnic a couple days ago, and I was so sad that I missed it because I've been waiting all year to go. I went last year, and it was so much fun. If you have never ever gone, let me just say this, if you have never ever gone to an LGBTQIA event ever in your life, you are fucking missing out. Sorry, not sorry, you are fucking missing out. I have only gone to a drag race at the Pit Stop Bar here in Tooele and to the Pride Picnic. And both times I was there, love, 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 love. That was the complete vibe. That was all the energy. I talked about how much, I think it was last episode, where I talked about how I fucking just love people that are like their own sun and they just fucking shine, and you just want to gravitate towards them because they're like their own little sun and they just exude light and love and happiness and positivity. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I love people like that who are like walking love letters to the world. Like, I'm going to be obsessed with you if you are a walking love letter to the world, because love is always going to be something the world can use more of. And so if you're about it, I'm going to be obsessed with you. Let's just be honest. I'm going to be obsessed with you. If you are just a wholesome, wonderful, good person and you just exude light and love and positivity, like, I'm following you wherever you go. So that was the vibe. That was how I felt being in those two different events, and the atmosphere was that just the love, the positivity, the acceptance. Everybody just wants to shine and exude love outward to everybody that they run into. And the whole entire room, the whole entire place, everyone is just shining outward with nothing but love and positivity. And it was awesome. I've never been in that type of vibe and that type of energy in my life, other than when I'm at LGBTQIA events. I can't speak for everybody else, but the two times that I've had the beautiful pleasure of going to a pride picnic or a drag race show, just it was beautiful. Everybody in the fucking room was so beautiful, so amazing, and just love, 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 love. If I'm gonna go somewhere and everybody in the motherfucking room is about love and positivity and peace and spreading that shit around, I'm here for it. I'm here for it all motherfucking day. I am here for it. So, yeah, I was bummed because we unfortunately already had plans on Saturday, so we didn't make it. I am trying to find some other Pride event that's going on this month, though. Araya's weekend. My oldest daughter, Araya, her birthday fell on the Pride Parade weekend, so we weren't able to make that either. One day. My hope, one day. Cause yeah. Juneteenth is in a couple days. Again, walk your ass to Google. I'm not I'm not trying to be here to educate people. Like, did we talk about Loving Day a little while ago, or was that from my last? I think that was from my last clip when I was trying to set everything up, because I'm still trying to get camera and audio and everything on point. And then right now I am in Tiger's game room. At some point I would like my own individualized space. I'm even already jumping ahead and being like, I want merch with "Play with your dick, not me" on it, hats, shirts. Like, I'm manifesting this shit. Like, this is gonna be a thing. Like, when we're gonna go back to this video a year or two from now and be like, she did it, you know. So big ideas, girl. But it'll all come together. But yeah, it might have been from my last clip that decided to not work. But Loving Day was the 12th of June. Basically, I pulled up the date and everything to get it right. June 12th, 1967. It's so sad that it wasn't even that long ago. But a law was passed. Loving versus Alabama. It was passed in the Supreme Court that discrimination on different race marriages was now considered unlawful. The people could marry not whoever they wanted, because unfortunately there was still a law against same-sex marriage, but people could marry someone of a different race. And so that's what Loving Day is. There's in movies, documentaries about it, but the law passed that deemed not allowing people that aren't the same race. It was unconstitutional to make that unlawful for people of a different race to not be able to marry who they wanted to. So that day is very important to me and Tiger, obviously, because we're two different races. I'm black. He's a whole bunch of things, but he really presents as white. But he is a few other things. But we are two different races. We don't match. And Loving Day is especially important to us because if it wasn't for that Mr. and Mrs. Loving fighting and taking their case all the way up to the Supreme Court, Tiger and I may still not be allowed to be married. So we actually had our wedding reception on Loving Day 4 years ago. So Loving Day was a few days ago. Juneteenth is in a couple days. It really is my Independence Day, Juneteenth. Sorry, not sorry. My ancestors weren't free in 1776, so we don't really celebrate 4th of July. I mean, who doesn't love fireworks? So we still indulge in fireworks. But really, my Independence Day is Juneteenth. So, like I said, Juneteenth's in a couple days. What else do we have coming up? Halsey. I'm going to Halsey. Halsey is Tuesday, June 24th. I am so excited. I saw Post Malone and Jelly Roll. When was that? Shit. Where are we? June? I saw them April 29th Awesome show. I was mainly there for Jelly Roll, but Posty was awesome too. So I'm going to Halsey with some friends next week. I'm so excited. So excited. I never got to go to concerts when I was younger. I never got to do any of that. So I'm kind of getting into that now. So I'm newer to concert going. So I'm just having fun with that. I went to LMA a couple years ago with one of my best friends, Chelsea. That was an awesome show. So yeah, I'm excited. There's some fun stuff coming up. So, but yeah, like I said, this episode, I didn't really have like a theme or direction for it. Just kind of wanted to discuss and kind of manifest the future of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. So I'm not hating the lighting that's going on here. It's just like a selfie light that I bought off TikTok like a year ago. So I'm not hating this. So I might just stick with this for a while. But when I have guests, I feel like I'm going to need like more camera space or something. I'm going to need to figure something out because I'm going to want to be able to fit other people possibly on this couch. And so we may be buying updating equipment later on, you know, if my sugar baby career side hustle works out. So, yeah. But yeah. So this was more of kind of like what my hope is for the direction of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. I started this for me. At the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really matter whether I get engagement or fans or whatever. This was for me. I embarked on a healing out loud journey for myself. And this has been tremendous for my mental and emotional well-being. And I saw a video on TikTok today, and it said, when you forget to be busy and your grief starts to creep back in. And I'm like, resonate. Felt that. So this could be healing out loud, an attempt at distracting from my grief. Who knows? Either way, it makes me feel good and it's been good for me. So do I hope that this takes off? Absolutely. Do I hope to get more engagement and, you know, people following? Why not? But really, this is for me. This is something fun. This is something I've wanted to do for years. I'm excited for the guests I'm going to have on. I've had people reach out on TikTok, Snapchat, being like, hey, I want to be on your show. So yeah, let's do it. You know, let's do it. And we'll see where this goes. But yeah, I have big plans, you know, and so I am going to manifest them. So, you know, we'll see. So this was really just a shoot in the shit, nothing in particular episode. And me putting into the universe of my hope for Play With Your Dick, Not Me podcast. But for anybody still confused as to what exactly this podcast was for, you know, what's the word I'm thinking of? I guess I can't think of the word. It's in my head and I can't think of it. But I guess what it's here for, what it stands for. I wanted mainly healing, mindfulness, intention, heavy on the healing, heavy on the mindfulness, and then just open discussions. Really nothing is off topic. So relationships, sex, like I said, healing. I maybe wanted to go into spirituality a little bit because that's kind of what's become a big part of my life the past year. I was not spiritual before. Something huge happened, so it's all the catalyst for all of this. But yeah, mainly, you know, but like I said, mainly healing, mindfulness, talking about trauma, just family. Like, really, there was no topic that was going to be off the table, but it was mainly making sure that we are, you know, putting the message out there or where am I going with this? I feel like I'm just walking and talking in circles. Um, Let me try to figure out what I'm actually trying to say. Um, I really just wanted my hope, my idea in my head for this podcast was to help people figure out those hard lessons and hopefully make it a little easier. Um, Turning 25 over 10 years ago was like my pivotal year of figuring out. Oh my God. Oh, we're good. Okay. Was like my pivotal year of figuring out who I was as a person, who I wanted to be as a person, what I will tolerate, what I won't tolerate, who deserves a spot in my life, and who needs to go. And so, my hope for this podcast is to teach people or guide people or be there for people when they're going through those lessons themselves, whether it's just trying to navigate painful relationships with family and them on the fence of, should I go low contact, should I go no contact, protecting your peace, guarding your heart, not being fucking ashamed of how you love and how you show up for people. This was really about just being there for people, showing them that they're not alone, because for me, when you're going through stuff, it means so much when you have other people that you resonate with and are going through the same thing. Really, I'm just trying to love and heal everyone. and be there for people through my voice and a screen if I'm recording an episode. And just everybody needs somebody. I believe that everybody needs somebody. I don't want anyone to ever feel alone, whether they're dealing with loss, grief, heartbreak, sadness, whatever it is. I just kind of want to be a light or a voice in that storm. Like so many podcasters have been for me. So many authors have been for me. So many characters in a show or a book have been for me. And that's just how I want to show up for other people. So I know that Play Through Dick Not Me has a very catchy, funny name to it. And it's like, what is this about? Are we just talking about how to tell people, to play? You know what I mean? But really, it's about healing. It's about teaching people to stand in their, helping people learn to stand in their truth. And I just want to be there for people, show up for people, help people navigate tough times. If I've been through them or I'm working through them, let's work through them together. So it's all of those things. My computer is about to die, so I think we're going to end this here. But thank you for tuning in to another episode, and I'm excited to see where we go with this journey. But thank you for tuning in to another episode of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. Have a good day.